Hey guys, and welcome back to OtteMcoc here. And I just did a run through the Thronebreaker EQ, and I wanted to make a guide like last month about who to use on the paths and who to use for the different stuff. And first of all, let's just say that this month's EQ feels a lot easier than last month. So all the people who dreaded this one, be rest assured that this one feels a lot easier and the bosses for sure, if you have specific counters, are a lot easier than last month. And let me just do a guide on each path and what I did. I can make it a 100% guide also if you want to, but just what I did here. So let's start with the first one. Go to the quest. I took the path here on the left, but I think you could do any path here. Keep in mind that you need counters for specific fights, like the Electro here, when you do it. You can't basically use anyone, but like bring a Namor or use someone who takes care of the Electro without the blowback. So, other than that, no big specific fights. If we look at the note, just in general, this is the science one, and it says that science attackers have a 20% chance if you have a weakness, extortion, or fatigue buff. And then you get furies, and then you do more damage, and then you have to if they don't have any debuffs, they take less damage. So what I basically did was I used a couple of different champs. I used mainly Luke Cage, then I used Scorpion, and then I used Spidey 99 with anti-venom synergy. And what it basically means is you put extortion debuffs on them and then you gain furies. And if you go to my stream, you can see when I did, for instance, I have a Luke Cage. He's only rank 2 6-star, and he did like 30k mediums in the end. So I mean, you can even do it with a rank 1 6-star Luke Cage. He doesn't need synergies or anything. Just keep hitting them, and when he stacks the extortions, he gets a lot of furies, and then you can do it. Be aware that this thing might need a counter if you're not familiar with fighting thing. I used Scorpion, was pretty smooth. Just keep adding those poisons, and then he just goes down pretty quickly. When you use the Spider 99, basically just do a special 2, and you'll see why I used that one. So fairly easy. All paths you can use, all the science champs that applies the extortions. But for Luke Cage is just a cheese one for this one. And most people have him 5 or 6-star. You can use rank 3 5-star or rank 1 6-star basically, and he's pretty good. For the boss, I used Hulkling, fairly easy fight. I screwed up in the end actually, but it's fairly easy. You could also use Magneto or any good cosmic champion you have. Just be aware that if you have less buff than him, he gains power. You can also use like Medusa to negate it. She gains a lot of buffs. You can use Hyperion. Just basically be aware of the rich get richer note. That's the one. If you are struggling to fight Sentinel, keep baiting special ones. That's a lot easier than evading the shots. So just move back and slide back twice on the specials. So hopefully that makes sense, and should be a fairly easy chapter for you. This one, not a lot of problem notes or stuff that you need to struggle with. Then we go to the next one. And the next one, I took this path, and it's the Mutant chapter. No big problem. I mean, Bishop might be the problem note, but actually ended up being fairly simple for me. I basically used 2 champs for this path, Colossus and Omega Red. And why? Is because the note here says special delivery. Remember to do a special every 15 hits. And then mutant attackers reduce the potency of bleed debuffs, and it has biohazard. You can also use other mutants. You can use Archangel, you can use APOC, you can actually basically use any mutant you want. Just remember to use your specials so you consume the bleeds, and then you do more damage. You get a lot of furies, and if you're not running suicides, then it's even easier. You can use basically any mutant. It's not a hard note for sure. Just remember to use the special on the special delivery. and remember to use specials to convert those bleeds into furies. On the boss, it has the Newton law, and don't be afraid of that one. It's not that bad. You actually have two cheese options, in my opinion. You can use Mr. Fantastic synergy, Mr. Fantastic and one of his friends. I use She-Hulk. Then you can apply power stings every time you hit. So just on science and tech champs, you can use any science or any tech champ, and they will apply the power sting that's needed for this node. Also, I used Spider Pig, and I killed him in less than 20 seconds. He died pretty fast. I just stacked those poppers, and then when he used his first special, he took like 140k damage. So definitely Spider-Ham is a big cheese for this fight, and you can use him to do this fight fairly fast. If you want to stack more poppers, just parry, do medium, or like medium, medium if you struggle with doing the double medium, because when he's stunned from the parry, he takes it's easier to stack the poppers. But besides that, you need someone who has a power sting, otherwise you only do 10% damage, so that's why I'm referring to that synergy. Super easy fight. I did it in 20 seconds or something like that. When he launched his first special, he died. Was fearing it a little, but don't be afraid, that one is super easy. Be aware if you struggle against champs like Nova, you can bring a White Max. You can use AA for the Spider if you struggle with him. But other than that, remember to use like a Namor or White Max or whatever for the Cork also if you struggle. Other than that, not a lot of big issues, and you should be able to do this chapter. Also, fairly simple. This path wasn't bad at all. So if you want an easy clear, you can take that path. Then we go to number 3 here, the guillotine one. And now we enter the Magneto area. I took path C here, and it wasn't bad at all. And this is the skill chapter. And the skill chapter says that skill attackers gain a permanent passive fury, increasing attack rating by 35% each time a damaging debuff is purified, and then they shrug them off faster. So basically use any skill that stacks debuffs. That could be Hitmonkey, it could be, I used Hitmonkey, Mole Man, and Black Widow, Deadly Origin. And other than that, use any skill that puts on a bleed or whatever. Nick Fury, Jabari, whoever you have that put on a debuff. When they purify him, you get a Fury and you deal a ton of damage. Mole Man is an absolute beast for this one. He just killed basically every fight. You can just do like parry heavy twice, stack up his 10 frenzy, hold your block, let them hit into you, then you can get an easy intercept. Then every hit you do stacks a bleed, so you stack 10 bleeds fast. And then you have 10 furies all of the fight, and you do special 2s, do like 100k, basic hits do like 15k. So this one is super easy, cheatable for basically all the skill that apply debuffs. On the boss, it's a Magneto show. Just use Magneto. Magneto cheeses this fight, super easy. You don't have to worry about her going invisible. You don't have to worry about the buffet. You don't have to worry about anything. It's a super standard Magneto fight. Just be aware that the magnetism sometimes doesn't prevent you from getting power drain on the special ones if you want to go for a big special 3. Other than that, you can just do it without the special 3 if you want to. A special 3 is basically game over if you get there. So again, this one a lot easier than last year, or last month. So bring your skill champions, whoever you have, who applies debuffs, and you'll be good. You'll get 10 furies in no time, and should be a fairly fast chapter for you to finish. This one is the tech one. I took the path on the left here. It's recharge. I would recommend this one. Super easy. I used Warlock, but if I had to go back and do it, I would actually ignore the node with tech and just use Corvus, because Corvus, you can just get a mission on the first fight on the left here. Hold your block, special 2, hold your block, special 2, hold your block, special 2. Do that the entire chapter. Super fast and smooth. But besides that, if you use Warlock, you can do for most of the fights. Just do like parry heavy, and it should be good. And then use special 3s, and you power drain them, and you gain a lot of extra furies. You can also just ignore the node and just use any champ. Like I can see myself just using Hercules. The node is you don't have to play into the node on this one. It gives you some extra benefits if you power drain them. You can also just use other techs and parry to power drain and get the furies. But you can also just ignore the node, and that's probably what I'm going to do when I need to 100% it and just use a champ like Hercules. For the boss, I tried AA, big mistake, doesn't work at all, was pretty bad. Then I used Magneto, super cheesable, standard Magneto fight, parry heavy, do a special 3, game over. You don't have to worry about anything. His glancing you don't have to worry about. Even the no retreat doesn't trigger a lot because of the magnetism, ignoring it most of the time. So you can basically just fight like it's a normal Magneto fight. And that's basically a theme for these bosses. Magneto basically manhandles them. If you don't have Magneto, I could see a champ like Mole Man working. You can also use Kingpin. Just be aware of the no retreat, that if you double dash back, you get a degen. But other than that, if you have Magneto, even as a 5-star, 4-star, maybe even, you can. It's pretty cheesable, that fight. So we go to number 5. And that's actually, is that the one where I ended up making a few mistakes? Yeah, it is. I made a few mistakes here, and that was dumb. I shouldn't have. But I went to the path C, maybe? Yes. And the node is Cosmic. And it says every time a Cosmic attack lands an attack, they have a 10% chance for each armor break on the defender to gain an infinite passive fury. So what I should have done, and what I wanted to do, was use basically Corvus for all the fights. You have 2 ways you can do it with Corvus. You can do it like a normal Corvus fight. Just play, do whatever you want, and just it's gonna be great. And you're gonna have a few extra attacks. But you could also just play it really conservatively. Don't do anything in the beginning. Just dance around. Don't hit him. Don't parry. Don't do anything. Let him stack a lot of armors. Then you do a parry. You armor break all the armors he has, and then you get a lot of furies fast. So that's probably the best way to do it, because for each armor break you have, you gain a 10% chance. So if they have like 7, you're gonna stack up the furies super fast, and from there it's pretty easy Corvus fights. You could also use other armor break champs. You could use like Medusa. You can use Captain Marvel movie. You can use CGR, Cosmic Ghost Rider. They're all the cosmics that armor break. You're gonna have a lot of extra furies, and you can just do all the fights basically with those. Just be aware of the Zemo. I screwed up on him a couple of times. Was just playing bad. But other than that, that path is not bad. And the rest of the paths also. Remember to bring like a white max if you struggle with Annihilus. He can be a little annoying. You can parry him safely if you use the white max pre-fight. Other than that, not a lot of big problems on the paths. And the boss, Magneto. He just, this is a super easy Magneto fight. Both his special 1s and his special 2s are fairly easy. They remind a lot of the old Ant-Man. You can just dash back, keep a big distance, and then you won't get hit by special 1 and special 2. Then you have the ebb and flow knockdown. So just do a heavy where you knock him down before you throw the special 3, and he's gonna be dead in 1 special 3. Super easy. If you don't have Magneto, again, I would use Kingpin. Kingpin would be pretty good. Mole Man would be pretty good actually. Just remember to knock them down. Nick Fury could be good. Just remember to knock him down. This one, I think, even without the Magneto, is a super easy fight, because both his specials, you just have to keep a distance, and then you won't get hit. So, again, this one, if you don't screw up like I did on the Zemo, using all the good cosmic champs should be a pretty easy completion, or even exploration also. Here we go, the last chapter. And this is actually the team I brought for the last chapter. I brought double Claire and a Doom and double Magneto. And I just took this path, the first one on the right, and all the fights are super easy except this one, except the Shuri. You have to be aware of her. She's a little annoying with going where you can't touch her. And it's the Mystic one, where if you purify a buff or nullify it, or prevent it from triggering, you can use Doom, for instance, with his just using his heavy. Then you gain a lot of passive furies, or not into, yeah, you get passive furies, and then you can convert them into permanent furies, and you deal a lot of damage. If you're not running suicides, Dr. Doom is just the freaking cheat code. Just play him normally, use the heavies to control the fight, and use the special ones to burn or drain, and you should do a ton of damage pretty fast. Also, Claire is pretty good because it's pretty safe. You can just go to the regen phase in blood, and you can and then you can regen if you screw up eventually. But other than that, use any Mystic that can nullify or purify or whatever, and you should be good. You can use your magics, you can use your long shots, you can use basically any Mystic. Claire, like I did, Doom, should be fairly easy. When it comes to the boss, I used Magneto again. As you can hear, Magneto is a theme. Super easy again. One special 3 and he died. Looks like a bird still to me, but that's what it is. Other than that, Hulkling could be really nice. Just hit into the block, do whatever. Should be a pretty easy fight. Medusa should be good. Or basically any big champ. It's not a hard fight per se, and if you have Magneto, it should be pretty easy for you to complete this one. I hope this worked for you, and I hope the Thronebreaker EQ is gonna be nice for you. I didn't struggle much. I will say this month's EQ is a lot easier than last month's, so good luck. And if you have any questions for it, just let me know here in the comment section. I'll try to ask them. I'm gonna probably hammer it out fairly fast, so I should have a 100%. If you have any problems with any of the paths, just let me know, and hopefully I'll see you back on the channel soon. Have a great day.